I wasn't going to do a video this morning. I'm so fucked off. And I mean really, really, really fucked off with this whole business now. It's so fucking obvious and simple. And that's why you can't see it, because it's so obvious and simple. You refuse to allow yourself that that's the answer, that you are that stupid. Well, yes, you were. Just accept it. We all were. We were all fooled. We were all taken in. And it's only take a gradual process of awakening, and that's what's happening. You're just waking up to the obviousness. There you go, that's me shouting and ranting at you. World, with whom I am so fed up. Let's begin. Look at that drawing at the beginning. Two hemispheres, an equator. Simple model. The bottom one, water, has a wave Fibonaccian. Top one has a wave Archimedean. And the two hemispheres are pushed together. And they clamp together in what's called the rigid body instant. Within the duration of Planck's constant, h, there is an instant and a moment. So this is the instant that creates the moment. The instant happens in unmeasurable time. It's so fast, it's unmeasurable. So the sphere of water, the strength of water, is created from this clamping action from black hole density. Black hole density is experienced here in our atmosphere, in the molecule of water. It does this. Those two spirals in a sphere clamp together. That is a magnetic charge monopole is created. They immediately repel and they're pushed apart. The force with which they are pushed apart has the power to push them apart the distance of a 2-pi ratio, creating a vortex field. Around the vortex that's created, as you pull the two hemispheres apart, a vortex, two vortices, the Fibonaccian and the primal now that's created. You have a prime numbers and Fibonaccian numbers spiral. Pull them apart. Get the vortices at the center, creates a 2-pi ratio. You get a toroidal field created there. That is matter. It has a surface area. So the toroidal field now has a surface area. Surface tension has increased. Area has increased. And so now the attractive force pulls it back again. It creates the rigid body instant, clamp, encompassing this new amount of matter, which then creates a disk of force around the outside of the sphere of water. Saturn. The construction of Saturn is the construction of a molecule of water. It's repeating out from the center of the planet to here, meter squared per second squared atmosphere, out to the spheres around us, to Saturn. Bear in mind, Saturn is around us. Saturn is a sphere of enormous size of its orbit around us, and it's currently the center of the universe, because the center here is so unstable, because we're egg-shaped, because there is imbalance. When you pull these apart, the spheres of water, if they're imbalanced, they're leaning over too far. The vector axis that's created to the top hemisphere, which is standing on this vortex, remember, in terms of gravity, it has surface tension, it has mass, so it will be standing on this, and so it'd fall over, flop down, but it's held, so it's got a vector axis. See? It's held there, wobbling, turning, twisting. It creates an egg shape when it clamps down for the rigid body instant, and that egg shape is measured by Planck's constant, so that's the diameter of the equator. So you've got the poles, the perfect h bar, a pi elastic minimum, and then you've got the 6.6 equator. Now I believe that's an egg shape, not an ellipse. I believe it's measuring an egg in imbalance, and because we are imbalanced here at the center of the universe has to be Saturn. And all those second moments of area on Saturn, all those moons, are all second moments of area. They all represent a dimension where life exists, because Saturn is where all the energy is. Because we're creating it down here from our wibbly-wobbly, egg-shaped Planck's constant measure. When we work this out and recognize that we have the power to control our blood viscosity and our heartbeat, the center of the universe comes back down here, and we go to a flat Earth. So in terms of the actual force, will be balanced long enough that it will, in the duration of the moment, the instant will be expanded. And so the duration of Planck's constant will shrink because the instant will increase. The instant will parasitize the moment, but the moment endures forever, the elastic stretch. You don't parasitize the planet anymore, destroying and gouging and eating ourselves, eating our own shit. No, we create free energy from the elastic stretch of the 0 point. Yeah, it's all arrived for us. And here's a model of who you are, my friends. Take that idea of the two hemispheres, and the motion is a pumping, push apart, collapse, pull up. It's that motion. Yeah. Disk always appearing at the center, negative Poisson's ratio, so every time it's pulled apart there's greater mass there. As it clamps down, it has to encompass that mass. And think about your spine and the discs of your vertebrae in between them all. Think about the pulling apart. That action, the two hemispheres, but a vertebrae above and below, and there's the action. And so the discs, you can see that, that's how they're created. The whole purpose of life is to support this disc. That disc is now held in tension all the time. Once it gets to a certain dimension, wider than the force, it won't stretch anymore. And so it starts, when the pumping action, which continues, now pumps light into the center. The motion is in the vortex at the center of your spinal column. The light, the column of light, which should be curled up, is now stretched into that bow shape through this action of little pumping and building and growing, creating new life in your spine, because it's all about cerebral spinal fluid pulsatility. That's it, that's life. And so instead of the cosmic microwave background jumping up and down in its temperature, it becomes stable. That temperature motion that we're seeing, wasted energy there, we have that in our temperature. We achieve balance and the future begins. Are you ready? You believe me yet? Yeah? Do you believe me yet? You ready? It's simple and it's obvious. That's all you have to do. Oh yeah. Okay, see you later. Follow the Rebel King.